I think we're in big trouble now
Why?
because now there are applications and programs, systems and services, SaaS,
Says.
that are summarizing emails and video transcripts so that you no longer have to watch or read to get the full context. AI will summarize it for you.
I don't want summaries. I don't read Cliff Notes. I read the whole book. I don't watch trailers. I watch the whole movie. So they can do it. And for people who don't have the time or the patience, it's going to be good. But for people like me, we still want the legit.
Think how bad it's going to get now. People already out there comment and make judgments and assumptions purely based on the title and thumbnail. Now they're going to have a summarized version that'll probably be biased, created by the AI, for which they will then. Where did we lose
Humanity?
patience and the
patience,
ability to the time, literally?
C19. We lost our patience in C19.
But that's when we gained the most.
No, that's when you were stuck with the most time. You lost your patience, though, because you were stuck with so much time.
When people had to work all the time and they had this free time, they had time to read.
Now, with all the free time, you feel like you don't have enough time to do everything. And so people have lost their patience.
Which is quite possibly why people don't know how to accomplish the goals or even
Attempt the goals.
set out to have goals to accomplish.
That too.
Which brings me to another disturbing article here that says, and I can't believe people are still doing this, buying YouTube subscribers.
That's the lamest thing. You remember when Instagram came out? There was the whole, you could buy 5,000, 10,000. Is it still subscribers? Followers on Instagram, followers. You could buy them so that if you were trying to like break into the influencer market, it looked better. But it's like, cool, you got 10,000 followers, you have 4 likes. So either you are really, really unpopular with your followers or you bought them. Like it's a visually, when I see that even on YouTube, I'm like, how do you have 500,000 subs and your views are 1,000, 1,200? It looks wrong immediately to me.
It's a marketing trick and gimmick because the advertisers who don't know any better,
All they see is the subscribers.
and these are most typically new companies, new brands, and they'll say, oh, wow, somebody has 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers, and they're going to promote my product, not realizing that there's no value behind it.
True. Whereas there's channels out there with 10,000 subs who get hundreds of thousands of views. Just a lot of people forget to hit subscribe, and those are the channels that advertisers really need to be paying attention to.
It's not that they forget. It's not, here's the thing, they don't forget.
There was no call to action.
No. It's funny because they remember.
Oh yeah,
I'm not subscribed to Kara and Nate.
true. Neither am I.
I remember them
yeah.
because I want to watch them.
I think I don't subscribe to anybody because then I would feel the need to turn on notifications and then my phone would constantly be going off. And so I don't really subscribe to anybody.
If I subscribe to a channel I really want to watch, it's because they don't have a memorable name.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. When my channel name was what it was before, Squirrel Tribe, people were like, I don't know what's happening here. I can't remember it. So had to change it.
Your channel was never even once thought of as Kevin's wife.
No,
Yet mine is Squirrel Tribe's husband.
because that's accurate. No. I think it's funny.
But if you look at my subscriptions, it's you, it's family, it's friends. It's any channel with a name that I can't really remember or research.
Yeah. And that's kind of what mine is too. I think I'm subscribed to all of 10, half of them being friends and family, and the other half being the same kind of thing.
I subscribe to we're all insane. It's not memorable to me.
I don't know what that one is.
Free the girls. So research. Let's see who else I got over here. I got Inco Electronic Systems. Inco Electronic Systems. You know what that is?
I'm going to guess it's electronic based stuff.
No. It's the cameras the live streams at the beach.
Oh.
There's live streams over here.
I forgot that.
But you don't remember that name.
No. Who do I have? Oh, I'm subscribed to more than I thought. Definitely Ryan Hall, y'all. Oh, and I am subscribed to Tiffany Thinks. So Tiffany Thinks, that's easier for me to remember, but she's a woman that's going through cancer, and she's documenting the entire journey, and she just had some like serious surgeries where they removed like half of her insides because of cancer. And I'm keeping an eye on her, one, to make sure she's okay. And then also Jenny Apple, she's a mom who has stage 4, I think it's lung cancer, even though she's never smoked or anything like that. So I follow these because I want to see if they follow what the doctors say to do, or if they follow holistic things and see who gets better.
Not to be funny, but a smoker gets lung cancer, and they go, man, I wish I didn't smoke. Someone who's never smoked gets lung cancer, they think to themselves, man, I should have probably had
Made it worth it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I used to think the same thing, honestly.
But people remember more, and the subscriber count doesn't matter as much as it used to. And it almost probably doesn't matter at all anymore, period, in regard to views. And views on YouTube subscribers don't equal income, and neither do views.
Correct.
But I will say, a channel with 1.6 million subscribers gets very, very low views. Why?
Because the algorithm isn't pushing them out.
Why?
Because that's not what the algorithm wants to be focused on right now.
Why?
Because that's not what the advertisers are paying for.
Why?
Because it doesn't equate to money returned to the advertisers.
Why?
Because people don't want to spend money on those things.
Why?
Because they'd rather spend it on something else.
Which would be?
I don't know. Food, electricity, mortgage, rent, insurance.
A channel with 1.6 million subscribers gets very low views. Yet a channel with let's just say equal subscribers gets more views. I'm gonna pull this channel up, see if I can compare.
I'm gonna assume that one channel that gets low views is something, again, that isn't something the algorithm's pushing out, and whatever you're about to say that gets a lot of views is probably either drama or fear.
There you go. Now you're awake. So one channel's got 1.6 million subscribers and 1,300 videos, right? The other one has 1.03 million subscribers and 1,700 videos, right? In a shorter time frame of videos, the channel with more subscribers gained more subscribers. Therefore, you would think more people were interested in it. You would think more people were interested in it to subscribe. The channel with less subscribers has more videos, so it took more videos to gain the subscribers, but almost has double the views.
Because the algorithm pushes it.
One of them is fear-based. The other one is financial improvement and education.
People would rather be scared than learn things.
People would rather be scared about losing the money that they don't have and that they'll never get
Than learn ways to make money so they don't have to be scared. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it 10,000 times. One of them lets them have victim mentality where they don't have to take any responsibility for any place they may be in, whereas the other one teaches them how to not be in that place, and if they don't do it or they mess up, then they have to take responsibility that they've not done it or failed at it or something else. And people don't like that. It's easier to be a victim than to try something and fail at it.
I think it's easier to be afraid of what could potentially happen. I think it's easier to be afraid of what could happen that you don't necessarily have to do anything for than it is to work towards education, learning, bettering yourself, improving.
I agree completely.
But then, odds are, very few people will use this AI technology to summarize the fear-based videos. They're going to watch those all the way through.
Well,
They're going to watch them all the way through. I've seen the comments in my videos. My videos have nothing to do with these subjects, although my audience is tied to them. For now, working on fixing that. And comments will come through. It's like, this just blew up. This just happened. I'm like, but this video, we're not doing that here. We're not doing that here. Meanwhile, maybe the software will be used to summarize these videos that can educate and help you improve, make progress. But they don't have the time to sit there and really devote the effort and energy needed to grow. But they will spend the time to watch how they'll be wiped out, how they'll be shut down, how there'll be a collapse and a crisis, and then share it.
and then take the time to comment also, because that's what happens. On my videos, mine are news based, and people are like, "You're a fearmonger." I'm like, I'm literally reading you headlines and articles and giving you my opinion on them and telling you how these things can connect that you might not see because they don't talk about that. If that scares you, I don't know what to tell you. People are like, your thumbnails are scary. Again, your emotional response to what is going on is not my problem. I'm just sharing information with you. If you are scared from it, I think you need to look at the reason why you're scared from it, right? But then I have the ones who are like, oh, your videos are 40 minutes long. This could have been said in 5 minutes. Okay, well then maybe the AI bot will give you the 5 minutes. And then you're going to bitch and moan that that 5 minutes didn't tell you everything you needed to know. It should have been longer. I don't understand how these things connect. Because there is no pleasing some people.
Even on this channel about financial education, the most recent videos with the most views are what would be considered the scariest.
The financial channel. Because again, people like to be scared. Well, some people like to be
9
scared.
days ago, let's just say, on average for the last 8 days, 1.6 million subscribers. How many views do you think they get per video? They post daily.
I would assume at least 200,000.
I'm going to say on average 30, 40, 50,000 views.
That's where I am, and I've only got 127,000 subs.
Okay. 9 days ago, 300,000 views.
Because that one scared people more.
New World Order. This is the number one threat to the U.S. economy.
The word threat. New World Order. This is how to not have to worry about the threat to the U.S. economy. Nobody's going to watch that one.
The day before, 0 to millions. 3 ways to make $1 million in 3 years. 32,000 views.
Oh, I don't have 3 years. I need to make it overnight.
12-minute video compared to the threat being a 28-minute video. No, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
Exactly. Don't have time for the short one that helps you, but you have plenty of time for the long one that all it does is scare you. And then you jump in the comments and talk about how the video is too long. It's fear mongering. And it's like, you saw how long the video was. You knew exactly what the title was. You decided to click on it. So whatever your feeling is, that's on you. Has nothing to do with me.
I just find it unbelievable. It's crazy. And people will complain. I'm not saying everybody, but some will complain. The victim mentality, certain government handouts are at risk of being wiped out, reduced. Meanwhile, there's so much money out there Millionaire YouTube star says making 200K should be easy if you're smart about it. 3 simple ways to boost your income. Now, I'm currently considering how I want to title and thumbnail this video. Do I want to trick the audience into learning with the chocolate covered carrot? Or do I only want to focus on those who are actually interested in success?
Well, see, there's where you shoot yourself in the foot, because if you go the, as we call it, noble route and title it exactly how it is, the YouTube algorithm will put it in a dark, dusty corner somewhere and nobody will see it. If you title it in a way that it still tells you what it is, but it has that little twist to it, the algorithm will be like, huh, well, this one's interesting. We should shove this out to people. So it's one of those things where if you're going to put in the time and the effort, instead of titling it 3 simple ways to make $1 million, you title it 4 ways to lose $1 million, and you have both things in the video. Technically, you know what I mean?
But
they're going to push 4 ways to lose as opposed to 3 ways to gain.
But what do I really want to happen? Do I want to reach 1% of the viewership that is interested, or do I want to reach 30% with 29% not being interested? And then, yeah, I get views, I get subs, I get revenue, but I also get a boatload of
shitty comments, yeah, that just make you want to throw your computer through the window. So personally, I've already decided that for me, my channel has changed over time. And in the beginning, it was, I don't want to say fear-based, but it was about what was going on during the pandemic. And so everything that I was talking about was a scary situation for a lot of people. Now the news, although still scary, I would much rather have people there in my viewers, in my comments, and my subscribers who want to learn about what's going on, not to be scared, but to be educated. So I think personally, I would rather have that 1% that's going to watch the entire thing and understand what it is and be thankful for it, versus the 30% where 29% of them are going to bitch and moan that it isn't what they want and it's not scary enough, and then they only watch 30 seconds before they decide to comment and have no clue what the thing is about. Yeah, I won't get the views, but in theory, I'm going to get the same revenue or more, because the ones who want to see it are going to watch the whole thing.
Says not everyone can afford to drive an exotic sports car, especially if you're in your 20s. But 24-year-old Sebastian, I'm going to butcher his last name.
Welcome to my world of butchering words.
Ghiourghiu, Ghiorghiu.
Nope, got nothing. What's his first name?
Sebastian.
Sebastian G. Got it.
Sebastian G believes otherwise. It says here that if you're a guy in your 20s and you don't have a Lamborghini, you should actually sit down and have like a serious discussion with yourself as to why you don't have a Lambo, he says in a podcast, a clip of which was posted on Twitter and has now amassed more than 7 million views. Now, go ahead.
So my first thought is Sebastian, obviously, I want to say obviously, because the way he said it, my brain immediately thinks Sebastian obviously has no responsibilities. There is no family, there's no wife, there's no kids, there's no mortgage, there's no nothing else. Sebastian in his early 20s might still be living at home with mom, and his only bill is a Lamborghini.
I don't know how old he is, but he's young. And yes, he is speaking from potentially a inexperienced point of view, where maybe he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You know, maybe he didn't grow up in a third world country, and you know, who knows? But there's 2 motives here. Okay, there's 2 motives.
Okay.
You just frowned.
I was watching something.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were frowning because I used the word motive.
Well,
and
motive, yeah.
Motive is typically negative.
Correct. Not
enabling is typically negative.
Yes.
What was the other one I used the other day? I can't remember.
No, it was the word enable that you used.
But it's not, okay? Motive. Let's just think about the motive behind a title and thumbnail. It's not negative. The motive is to get people to watch. The question is, who do you get to watch? That's the motive.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Number one, I think he's doing a good thing. I think he's doing a good thing.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get this little guy in the video, which you guys will see him soon. Or no, her, sorry.
Her. Well,
Make-
the
making
ugliest little thing you've ever seen in your life.
Making a debut in a shorts here soon. Trying to get to this bowl of food last night. Bitsy. In the podcast. I have to send Bitsy a check, royalties.
She can buy herself a blingy collar.
It's a good thing, right? If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Correct.
So what did he just do?
He proved that if you think you can get a Lambo, you'll find a way to get a Lambo.
He didn't prove it. He's telling you you
Oh,
can.
he's telling you, you know, yeah.
When we get to be millionaires, he's saying that, yes. He's not saying that, no. He's saying, why do you not have one? That means it's possible. I think about these videos, these channels, these creators that get a bunch of views with the negative because they've made people believe it's possible. They made people believe that in a certain amount of days something will happen. They made the people believe that they were at risk. They made everyone believe that food was going to disappear, the banks were going to go away, the jobs were going to be lost, the guns were going to be taken away, the housing market was going to crash, the auto industry is going to implode, Trump's going to go to jail. Like, they make people believe that it could happen. That's what he just did. If you're a guy in your 20s, you don't have a Lamborghini, you should actually sit down and have a serious discussion with yourself as to why you don't have one. Implying that you could and should.
And that there's a reason you don't. And then you have to sit down and look inwards and go, well, it's because I spend all my money on booze and strippers. I don't have Lambo money.
There's a second motive.
To be talked about.
I don't want to reveal his strategy and his
Bitsy's chewing on something, but I think it's a piece of a bone.
I don't want to reveal his strategy and his secrets, but there's a second motive.
Controversy.
There's a second motive, and it will continuously push him on the path to being able to buy more Lamborghinis.
I got you.
I'll just say it like that.
Okay.
I've actually seen this happen recently, and I wonder if I subscribed to the guy's channel because he had a name that I couldn't really remember. And he did a really good job at this. Let me see if I can find it.
You know who I subscribed to after you showed me one of her videos? Where is she? What is her name? Cody Sanchez. I friggin' love Cody Sanchez and the way she talks and the way she thinks.
Oh yeah, her videos.
And her videos are amazing. Okay, so here's that patience thing. I don't have the patience to try to edit a video like that. I tried to edit videos in the very beginning, and I was like, nope, we're just going to talk and then put it up because that's how I roll. That's what I would focus on. That's what I would pay attention to. So that's what I do. But her videos are baller.
The funny thing is everybody has their little niche, right? And someone would say, I can't do what you do. I can't talk like you. I have nothing to say.
And I don't know how to shut up.
And you're like, I can't do this editing and stuff. And that's the thing. Everybody's got their thing, and they need to understand that, utilize it, and then supplement the rest. If you wanted your videos to be edited like that, then supplement it with someone who can do it.
Exactly.
Or don't edit your videos. But odds are, you like it. You don't want it for yours, but you enjoy seeing it. So you don't need to be like everybody else.
That's true.
Now, Chris McCauley, you should actually reach out to Cody Sanchez.
She'd be fun.
You should reach out to Cody Sanchez. Chris McCauley, not a super memorable name, but he makes amazing videos. He's got 98.1 thousand subscribers. his videos on average get, I would say, 10,000 views average. I'm just guessing here. But he has a few that really pop. And he had one that popped, and it was 6 side hustles that pay plus $850 per day using ChatGPT OpenAI. It currently has 221,000 views. It's 3 months old, but I believe at the time that he posted this video, he had like 30,000 subscribers or something. So in 3 months, he went up almost 70,000 subs in 3 months.
That's a lot.
But it was funny because G.I. Justin shared a blog post about ChatGPT with me. Mm-hmm. Who was the blog post about?
I don't know.
Chris McCauley.
Okay.
It was a blog post with a motive. I'm not saying that he did this. I'm not saying he did it intentionally or he had anything to do with it. But it was a blog post that got people interested. It got people reading. And it got people looking for him and his video on ways to make money using ChatGPT. So when I see a post and an article on Yahoo Finance about Sebastian G, I feel as though it's by design. This is inbound marketing. This is increasing your reach throughout the various possible locations that exist, online and offline. A lot of people forget about the offline component. When you walk around wearing Squirrel Tribe, you are reaching offline.
I thought it was cool when we were at Universal and the lady walks up to me as I'm leaving the bathroom. She walks up to me and taps me on the shoulder. And she goes, "Hey, T-shirt works. I just subscribed." And I was like, "Oh, wow, thank you." I wore it so that it was visible in videos. I didn't even think about all the people, but I wanted it to be in the video so that when people steal my videos, they at least have my channel name in there.
Well, that's a part of branding. That's a part of branding, which we have to discuss on another podcast. But Sebastian G has more than 800,000. I don't know who wrote this. Followers on YouTube. He's got subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribers on YouTube.
Points out that there are plenty of opportunities to make money, which is a hyperlink. I wonder where that goes. I realize now that it is so incredibly easy, he says, and there's so much money out there, and 200,000 relative to what is out there in circulation and what you can grab, especially now with AI tools that you can leverage like never before. $200,000 is chump change. The article goes on to say, to be sure, $200,000 is certainly not chump change to most families, and according to the Census Bureau, the median household income in the U.S. was $70,000 or $70,784 in 2021. So it's not chump change.
No.
But if you approach it from the angle of, why do you not have a Lamborghini? $200,000 is chump change. Well, guess what? You've removed the fear of reaching that goal. In my opinion, it makes it easier, clearer. Still, the young millionaire touches on a universal truth. We could all use some extra money. So here's a look at 3 ways you can boost your income in this economic climate, and every bit counts. You know what number 1 is?
No.
You want to guess?
No. What's number 1?
Just take a guess.
I don't know. Re-say the question.
3 ways you can boost your income.
Number 1, they're going to say make money.
Switch jobs. Switching jobs may seem daunting given the massive layoffs we've seen in the headlines these days. But analysts from the Pew Research Center reveals that switching jobs could be a clever way to boost your income. The data suggests that half of workers who changed jobs from April of 21 to March of 22 saw a real increase of 9.7% or more in their pay compared to a year earlier. A real increase is an increase after taking into account inflation's erosion effect on money. So realistically, they were getting like a 20%, 25% bump because they were covering inflation plus getting that 9.7%. Meanwhile, the median worker who stayed in the same job over the same period saw their real earnings decline by 1.7. So they got hit with inflation and took a pay cut. This means that if you're looking to put more bread on the table, leaving your current role or employer for better opportunities may be your best bet at getting the salary increase you're hoping for. Now, what are you going to say?
You remember that during the end of the pandemic, I guess is the phrasing here, the end of the pandemic, when things were opening back up, how many locations were like, hey, sign on bonus. If you sign on, you get $500, $1,000, $1,500. However, if you already work here, you don't get jack shit. So it didn't make sense. That's why I think a lot of places ended up with low workers, because a lot of workers are like, listen, you obviously don't care about me. All you care about is the new people. Deuces, I'm out. Have fun with the new people who don't know anything, but you're going to pay them more.
Our government really put business in our country in a precarious situation with all the knee-jerk reactions and ridiculous executive orders and money spent and just very, very little thought process of future implications. Good morning.
Now you realize that BlackRock had a hand in all of that because they were brought in as consultants for the what are they called? The stimulus.
BlackRock was a consultant for stimulus?
For the stimulus, because it went out through the Fed. So they had BlackRock was the one who helped take care of everything. Don't push on the dogs, Mom.
I was watching Valuetainment, and Patrick Bet-David was saying that now we're in a situation where the whole work from home cancellation, get back to the office, these employees thought they had leverage at the time, and now they're still trying to leverage it. And the employers are saying that no, you can come back or you're fired. Mm-hmm. And then things are going to get so bad that they're going to be begging for a job. Mm-hmm. And this is what I called earlier. This is what I called earlier as far as how these companies were going to position themselves to regain control over the employee. The employee, they had upper hand. They had the government on their side. They had the illness on their side. They had distancing on their side. They had so many things on their side to leverage. Working from home, working fewer days, getting more money, quality of life, quote unquote, quality of life improvement. And I was like, no, these companies, they're going to clean house. You know why?
Why?
So that they can reset. They can push the reset button. They can get rid of all the expensive overhead and bring in the desperate and get back to a balance and an equilibrium for them. That doesn't mean that prices are going to drop anywhere. That doesn't mean that we're going to see savings. It means that they're going to spend less and make more on these employees' salaries.
Profit over people.
And morning, technology.
Morning.
You know, and all these other things that they're spending. Morning. Where you going?
Our moms are here right now for everybody who's curious. The moms came in yesterday, so they're hanging out. It's early morning. It's 8:15 right now, so everybody's kind of waking up and moving around. Do you need coffee if you want coffee? You got to make it. It's Keurig. I didn't do a pot.
We got visitors, Easter visitors. What do you think is number 2 on the list for increasing your income?
Increase your assets, your passive income kind of thing?
It's actually number 3. Number 2 is a side hustle. If you don't want to change jobs, consider getting a side hustle, something you get paid for doing in addition to your full-time job. It allows you to earn extra income and could even be a way of testing the entrepreneurial waters. In fact, side gigs have already become popular. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that as of December 2022, 4.59 million people were working a primary job full-time and a secondary job part-time. Moreover, 388,000 people were working 2 full-time jobs simultaneously. A recent survey of American workers by freelancer platform Fiverr shows that earning more money is top of mind this year. All right, I can't finish this because
You said who said earning more money is top this year?
I'm gonna say that. I can't finish this just yet because it's interesting to me how, based on these stats, how many people are working second part-time jobs and 2 full-time jobs. Yet it's amazing how many believe that it's impossible or they can't
I worked 3 jobs when I had a infant.
do more for themselves and online. We're talking about physical labor here, driving, commuting, working, 2 jobs, 2 part-time, or a full-time and a part-time, or 2 full-time jobs. And it's like, wait, there are ways in which you can multiply your earning potential without multiplying your physical time, really, as we move on to the third one being passive income. But there's a healthy population that is actively doing it physically. But when others are presented with this idea, they'll say, I can't.
Well, again, the word, you can't say I can't. You have to say I won't.
It's amazing how much engagement I get on videos where I warn people that food stamps may be canceled.
And they're worried about losing $400 worth of something when they could turn around and go out and make $3,000 and not have to worry about the $400 worth of food stamps because they could afford the stuff themselves.
You wanna hear a funny comment?
I do. Am I going to laugh or am I going to roll my eyes? Because when you say funny, I take that with a grain of salt and sarcasm. Yeah, so sarcasm. Got it. I'm going to roll my eyes. Tell me the comment.
All right, I tell you what. I want you to read this comment because I think it'll be funnier if you read it.
So pull up Messenger is what you're saying.
Let me send this to you.
Okay.
I want you to.
Did you need help with the Keurig? Open it back up and close it. Push the little cup looking one, the bottom right, and then however many ounces you want, 12, 10, or 11, and then hit the center button.
All right, read that.
All right, let's see what you sent me. This ought to be interesting. Careful how you word about SNAP recipients saying they abuse the system and they should work.
Hang on one second. You remember the video we recorded the other day sitting on the couch talking about the possibilities of the Congress weighing the decisions moving forward with food stamps and the job requirements and the labor requirements?
Yeah.
This is a comment on that video.
Okay. Careful how you word about SNAP recipients saying that they abuse the system and they should work. YouTubers are doing the same thing. That's a stupid-ass comment right there. They just call it something different. They title their video with clickbaits so people will click and listen. Well, literally any title is a clickbait if you click on it. If they do, they get more views, they get more money. Well, they just abused the system. What a moron. Or do you call it taking advantage of the opportunity? Be sensitive. We are all going to end up needing each other for help. No. Those two things have absolutely nothing in common whatsoever. YouTubers are working to earn their money.
YouTubers work with no guarantee of earning anything.
Exactly. And any title I put, somebody's going to think it's clickbait because they don't like how it's phrased or they don't like something. That's on you. Whatever my title and thumbnail means to you, that's not my problem. Your opinion of me is of no concern of mine, like basically how that one works. But to say it's the same thing, that's victim mentality ignorance all rolled into one.
It's crazy how much engagement I get when I make content to warn people.
But you can't please all. Yeah. Yeah.
The engagement for when I make content to warn people of what could potentially happen in Congress, I get attacked.
Yeah.
I get attacked.
Heaven forbid somebody say thank you for telling us this because we didn't look it up ourselves.
But I get the engagement. They're looking for the handout, okay? And they're trying to spin it and say, they're equal. This is a level playing field, and you should be worried too.
Well,
I mean, sure, everyone should, but we don't sit and wait for handouts. We actively pursue to go get what we want.
Yes.
And
I worry for the people who do require I'm not gonna say handouts. I do worry for the people who require the assistance that is needed with SNAP. But then you got some that abuse it. You do have some of the abuse it. I've known personally people who abuse the system to get it.
But if we make content about how to make more money, always, I can't. I'll lose my benefits.
Which I've never understood. So you'd rather lose $400 than make $5,000. Okay.
That's the other thing. It's like, well, the maximum. Let's just assume whatever benefit it is. The maximum benefit payout it could be is $2,000 a month. And they're like, well, I can't do that because I'll lose my benefits. I'm like, well, how much do you receive? Well, I receive $500 a month. So you don't receive the max of $2,000. You are worried about losing $500. So you're worried about losing this idea of a handout of free money versus understanding that if you just made $600, you're already better off than getting the $500 handout.
But here's the thing. It's victim mentality again. It's that I don't want to have to work for it. I'd rather have somebody else give it to me. Therefore, I don't have to spend the time or the energy to do it for myself.
Again,
there are those people.
They want the handout. They think passive income is just some magical place where once you find it, you just get handed free money, which is essentially these government programs to some degree. They're not all handouts. They're not all welfare. Some of them are paid into, but some of them you don't. As long as you can fog a mirror, you're going to get. As long as you can fog a mirror and be non-productive to society, sure, here's some money. But that money may go away. Congress is in the middle of potentially modifying some of these handouts. Heads up. Meanwhile, you make the content about how to do better. No one watches it. You don't get any engagement, which is kind of strange because it says here that a recent survey of American workers by freelance platform Fiverr shows that earning more money is top of mind this year. But you really have to understand what they're saying here.
It can be the top thing on your mind, but it doesn't mean that's the top thing you're working towards.
Let me read it again.
Okay.
A recent survey of American workers by freelance platform Fiverr shows that earning more money is top of mind this year.
They're already working.
Thank you. They've surveyed people who are already working on a side hustle gig platform who are saying that making more money is top of mind this year. Obviously, for them, for sure. But if we were to look at this from a generality standpoint, probably not. The majority consensus, I'm getting real specific here, of those who comment most frequently on my YouTube channel videos.
Yeah.
However, Minority Mindset with 1.6 million subscribers and gets very low views in my opinion for the subscriber count and the information he brings, probably has 100% of his comments coming from people with making more money and earning more money as top of mind this year.
So when you were talking about titles and stuff, I looked back at mine in the last 4 videos that I've done, right? And I have one 4 days ago that literally is titled, I shouldn't be telling you this. And because I say it in the video that I shouldn't be saying this out loud, because it is something that, if I am correct, could have me in serious hot water. So I title it, I shouldn't be telling you this. And YouTube is pushing the crap out of it, and it has now 275,000 views, right? The one that I titled exactly what it is, chemicals are leaking into the water. I told them exactly what it is. Chemicals are leaking into the water. All you got to do is click and see which water I'm talking about, right? 24,000 views, because it didn't scare them or make them.
They want the gossip.
They want the drama. And I'm like, but I personally, out of those two, I myself would click on chemicals are leaking into the water. That I shouldn't be telling you this. I'd still watch it, but I would be more concerned with chemicals are leaking into the water because I drink the water.
But you should be more concerned with how the algorithm wants you to be afraid.
And that's what I'm saying. The algorithm wants to push the I shouldn't be telling you this videos.
They want you to be afraid. They don't want you to improve.
They don't want you to educate people. They don't want people to learn. So
they want you to fight each other. They want you to be divided.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. I came across a headline yesterday about a YouTuber who just got shot. You know why?
Why?
You're supposed to guess.
Oh, for clickbait.
Meh. Prank videos.
Oh, no, that makes sense. Prank videos are the stupidest shit I've seen on YouTube.
There's two kinds of prank videos.
There's funny ones, and then there's ones that should get you shot.
There are carefully scripted, fun prank videos.
That everybody's in on.
And then there are, you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. You're going to get yourself shot. Mm-hmm. This is not a prank video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's like there's a thing out right now. These kids who see these TikTok videos and these YouTube shorts of where you go put a bucket on somebody's head and then pretend like you didn't know it was there. They did it to a woman in Target that was in the baby section. I don't know if her kids were with her or not. She just had babies like a couple months before that, twins, I think. And they put a bucket on her head. And it scared her enough. And it turns out she had a heart condition. They didn't know that, but she passed out from it and had to be rushed to the emergency room because of their little dumbass prank on a stranger.
Do you remember the influencer, Chinese, I think maybe? She was a crane operator. And she would operate the tower cranes, building these skyscrapers. Mm-hmm. She tried to take like this unbelievable selfie while up there.
I'm assuming she fell off.
And she fell out. Mm-hmm. And that was a time where people were making content of unbelievable, death-defying locations.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what the algorithm was pushing.
People didn't realize they were using green screens.
Mm-hmm. And so when they tried to do it for real, yeah.
People don't realize that these prank videos are staged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People, I even went to this channel and I read the comments and they're like, dude, you could at least like hide your cameraman somewhere to get the reaction to go on longer, to make it even like seem like it, like this guy's pranks weren't pranks. He was just an ass.
Yeah.
He was just an ass. And I'm not going to promote his channel, but I looked at it from the article just to see what was happening. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the algorithm works because he's not growing because of it. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes something, you know, you do something dumb, whatever. He's not growing because of it. Well,
the algorithm also knows that if they push that, they can then get sued because that lady, the family was suing Google or YouTube in general because they said that
recommended the content.
Therefore, it was their fault that somebody turned around and did this. Just like back in the day, it was, well, if you listen to Eminem, you listen to Marilyn Manson, you play Call of Duty, it's their fault that you turn out to be whatever crap you are. It's not because of that. You're just a crappy person.
So that's a plus. That's a plus. Sometimes it works. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, invest for passive income to become a real high earner like Sebastian G. You'd probably have to do more than just dog walking, which one of the side hustles mentioned dog walking can earn $1,000 a month. One way to achieve true wealth is to invest for passive income. Hyperlink, I wonder where that goes. Mm-hmm. Back then, people had to physically work to earn money, is what Sebastian G wrote in a recent tweet. Nowadays, you can push buttons in bed and make 10 times more, maybe even 100 times more if you're smart about it. Sebastian G did not explain exactly how push buttons in bed can lead to more income in that tweet, but these days there are plenty of ways to make money while you sleep. And it's a metaphor. We don't have buttons on our phones because they're all touchscreen, but you can literally lay in bed, push buttons on your phone and make money. Mm-hmm. For instance, some publicly traded companies pay dividends to investors on a regular basis. Investing in these companies' shares can allow you to earn a passive income stream through dividends. Just make sure to find companies that have the ability to make money through thick and thin. Again, you can push buttons on your phone and invest in stocks and ETFs and mutual funds and cryptocurrency and real estate and all sorts of things from your phone, from your bed if you wanted to.
Would you?
Do you mind if I make another cup of coffee? I messed up.
What'd you put in there? Oh, you don't like the hazelnut?
Oh, man. My mom made the wrong coffee.
Yeah, leave it because the kid will drink it. Oh, she loves that stuff.
She picked the wrong Keurig pod. Now she wants another cup of coffee. Mom, it's okay.
You can have as many cup of coffee as you want.
Yeah.
You can make 5 and try all different ones if you want.
Real estate is another popular option as well. Chosen properties can provide investors with a steady stream of rental income. Moreover, real estate is a well-known hedge against inflation. As the price of raw materials and labor goes up, new properties are more expensive to build, and that drives up the price of existing real estate. You didn't watch my video I put up yesterday.
I did not. Bad wifey.
Ron DeSantis, I put it up late last night. Ron DeSantis made, so Chris Igo, he made a video that shared a clip of Ron DeSantis stating that Citizens Insurance didn't have enough to cover the insurance claims of their policyholders in the event of the next major hurricane season coming 2023. That could have a huge impact on the real estate market, property values, raw material costs. You should go check that out. And you should check out Chris Igo because he's singing in the video and it's kind of funny.
I gotta see that.
Of course, while we all like the idea of collecting passive income, being a landlord does come with its hassles, like fixing leaky faucets and dealing with difficult tenants. But these days, you don't need to be a landlord to start investing in real estate. There are plenty of real estate investment trusts or REITs, as well as crowdfunding platforms that can get you started on becoming a real estate mogul.
Hold on for me 1 second. Janine, if you use the almond milk, you have to sure make coffee 3.
So from a recap, switch jobs, side hustles, invest in passive income are theoretically ways that you can start moving towards making that 200K, buying that Lamborghini or Ferrari or Aston Martin or whatever it is you want. Who cares? But it also just comes back down to what I've been talking about before. Make more money. Spend less than you make, which this doesn't necessarily go into budgeting and eliminating debt, but that is also on the list as you move towards saving and investing. But the key is you have to want to do it.
Yeah.
You have to want to do it, and you have to educate yourself, and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to have a plan and develop a strategy and work towards executing and hitting the milestones and marks of that. And then also not letting opposition prevent you from pressing forward and pushing through.
Too many people want instant gratification, which is why so many people don't work for the things that they actually want in life, because they want them instantly. And when they don't get them instantly, they just give up and decide that everything's working against them and blah, 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 blah.
But if you also get it instantly, the moment you don't, you don't even know what to do to get it again.
That too.
Which I think is ironic. And we'll end on that topic because anyone who got subscribers and got views instantly, and there were periods of time where this was very, very easy to do, are now seeing that taken away from them. And they don't know what to do.
So East Palestine, when it happened in Ohio, the Norfolk Southern train derailment, I started talking about it.
Is it East Palestine or East Palestine?
East Palestine, just so you know. It's East Palestine, Ohio. When it occurred, it didn't seem like nobody was talking about it, but to me it seemed like a big deal because of what it could mean. So I started talking about it. Well, YouTube liked it, and they pushed out a few videos. 3 videos have over 600,000 views alone on those. Well, now I've moved away from that because there are other things that, in my opinion, are as important and could tie back to it or whatever else. And YouTube is like, oh no, now it's just news. It's not scaring people, so we're not going to push it. So my views have dropped drastically. But you know what that says to me? Just keep doing what you're doing and do more of it, and then you'll equal the views over time.
I mean, because you ended up on the East Palestine train, no pun intended, because it was what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
So as long as you continue to do what you want, eventually you're going to connect again with the community that is waiting for you, waiting to discover you, and waiting to share you organically. There's a huge factor moving forward, in my opinion, of organic shares, from which we've already learned last year from listening to Ryan Trahan and Daryl Eves
And
and
don't forget Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast and Matt's Off-Road Recovery. I don't remember his real name. That organic share is a game changer. But for the people who amassed a huge subscriber count and got simple and easy views, but don't necessarily understand
How?
the why,
Yeah.
don't know how to do it again. But also, again, as I said earlier, subscribers don't equal money, and neither do views.
Correct.
But it also depends on what your goal is. Is your goal to say I have a ton of subscribers? Is your goal to say I get a ton of views? Is your goal to say I made a ton of money? For instance, you've received your 100,000 subscriber silver play button, but that silver play button doesn't really give you anything besides accolade. If you got a gold one, Minority Mindset, 1.6 million subscribers. He's got a gold one, but he has low views.
Yeah.
But what does he want? In my opinion, he probably is getting what he wants. I don't know exactly what it is. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't continue to do it. But what do you want? And when you can decide what you want, and then you have the patience and are willing to educate yourself and work towards getting it, I think you can make that happen. I think you can get this Lamborghini. I think you can make 200K. I think you can do all these things. But at the same time, if you're sitting here thinking about, I'm going to buy some subscribers, or I'm going to use AI to summarize content so I don't have to read or watch or learn anything really because, I'm too lazy, and I'm just going to hold my hand out and wait for something to happen, then odds are your hand is probably going to remain empty.
I agree. I think I'm weird because I don't have the goal of subs or revenue or views or any of that. My goal is what I want, let me rephrase, is to just help share what I see and think, and hope that it helps other people look at things differently than they would have looked at them. And the other stuff is a happy byproduct of that.
I mean, your main channel has 123,000.
128 now.
128,000 subscribers. Your second channel has
9,000.
9,000. Now, granted, the second channel is a byproduct of the main channel,
And organic shares mostly because I've only mentioned it like once or twice on my main channel.
but you're much happier with the 9,000 subscriber second channel.
Because I get to just kind of let loose and talk about literally anything I want to talk about, and it's more of a upbeat kind of thing, and the people that are there because they want to be friends, basically, because that's how I look at that. That is my YouTube family there. That's how I see that.
And you created it, you started it,
I stuck with it.
and you had a plan, you had a strategy, and you made it happen. This is going to be my first official podcast on the channel.
Oh,
I'm going to have to actually ask you how to do that, because I think you've already set up the podcast on your channel.
I did. Technically, I did. And then I realized that it actually hurt the views on that list of Ohio train derailments. So I changed it.
I don't care.
But
I'm going to make this a podcast.
Yes.
Now, granted,
I know how to do it.
We've
It's
had
cool.
podcasts before,
Yeah.
like months ago, but this is going to be the first official one under the new YouTube heading of podcast.
My mom just hands me her phone with this thing, and it says, "A positive mind finds opportunities in everything, and a negative mind finds fault in everything."
That's absolutely right. And similar to the Stock Up Now, long list of shortages video where we were eating breakfast and going through the 5 toxic personality traits.
All of those showed up in the comment section.
Yeah. and those are those mindsets that's like, I'm only looking for the negative. I'm only looking to bring others down. And, I'm only looking to complain. I'm only looking for more problems. Hey, more power to you. Appreciate you guys watching, listening, hanging out. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the good stuff. See you later.
All of that.
Thanks,
Bye.
thanks, Squirrel Tribe.
You're welcome.
Michelle, I don't know what name you want.
Wifey.
Bye.